So anyway, one day I was in one of our offices, and the manager in our office happened to be the bishop of the Mormon church. You know, there's a very powerful church in this world called Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. They're called Mormons. You know? A very powerful church. It's like one of the most powerful churches right now on the planet is the Mormon church. So he was the bishop of the Mormon church. So he came to me in the morning and said, I want to go to this spiritual program. You come with me? I said, yeah, I will go. We were very close. He was my manager. I was the owner of the business. He's the manager in the business. So we were very close. I hired him. He was a very nice boy, very nice boy. He speaks with an American accent because he was trained at Brigham Young University here. Yeah. And so he speaks with American accent. I used to love that. I used to love American. When you're British, you love American accent. Just like the Americans love British accent. It's a different accent, right? So it's always nice listening to that accent. Today we are speaking with some American accent ourselves. We don't realize. So anyway, so I said, who is it? He says, the Hare Krishnas. I said, what's wrong with you? I'm suing them in court, What's wrong with you? I'm never gonna, you don't catch me dead in a Hare Krishna program. You don't ever catch me dead. Forget it, I'm not going. 2 or 3 times in the day he came, I said, no way, I'm not going. You can say whatever you like. I said, why do you really want to go? You're a bishop of the Mormon church. Why would you go to Hare Krishna program? He says, well, on the weekends I go to the villages and I preach. And I tell people, just have faith in Jesus. But they say, Hare Krishnas actually answer questions. They ask you, please ask question. And then they answer the question. And you guys say, just have faith. So how are we going to listen to you guys? We're going to take the Hare Krishnas where they actually have answers. So I don't know what they're saying that they have these answers. So I want to hear them, What are they saying that is so magical? I said, hey, you can go, I'm not interested. So that evening, around 6 o'clock, I'm taking a shower. The Indians take shower in the morning, shower in the afternoon. So it's a hot country, It's a hot country, so I take shower twice a day. So I was taking a shower, and I'm living in my aunt's house, because this is our office in another city, not in the city we live in. So she's knocking the door, and she says, your manager is on the phone, he needs to speak to you right now. Thought must be something went wrong, why is the manager calling me this time? Something went wrong, that's why he's calling me. So I turned the shower off, wrapped the towel, go and answer them. You should really go for this program. And I said, you have 2 choices. You can put the phone down right now, or you can continue speaking like you're speaking and then you're fired. Tomorrow you pick up your check. What's your last day for? You're no longer my manager. I don't want any manager like me. So he put the phone down. So I went back into the shower. Taking shower and thinking, Lord Shiva says, you could be your friend or your enemy. So now I'm in a difficult spot. If I say I'm not going to go to the program, saying, Lord Shiva, you're wrong. It can't be my enemy. Right? Can't be my enemy. So I have to go. Just out of love for Lord Shiva, I have to go to this program. So I went. So they suddenly started surrounding this person who was the speaker and everything. So I stayed at the back of the hall. I didn't come to the front. And anyway, people took their shoes off. I didn't take my shoe off. I just sat down here. Listened to this whole class. Nothing I disagreed with what they were saying, except they're saying Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I knew that Krishna is the Supreme, Lord Shiva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not Krishna. How Krishna can be Supreme Personality of Godhead? The guy steals butter. The butter thief. How can he be God? He dances with other people's wives in the middle of the night. This guy's a rascal. How he can be God? It's my thought process. Lord Shiva is perfect personality, right? Very sweet personality. You pray to him, he'll give it to you. Krishna, he'll make you poor. Lord Shiva will make you rich. So I don't believe in Lord Shiva, I don't believe this Krishna thing. So I went back home. Went to bed. After I had some dinner and everything, I went to bed. Waking up in the morning, around 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking up. Just about before I wake up, a dream comes. In that dream, Lord Shiva comes. This is your spiritual master. Oh my God, I was completely in shock. I mean, when I woke up, the bed was wet. I was sweating big time. This was nightmare for me. How that's going to be true? I mean, Supreme Court is just about to win the case. We're going to kick these guys out of there. And now he's telling me that's my spiritual master. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? So I thought to myself, what to do? I think I'll prove this. Just a nightmare. You know, when you worry about something, it happens in the night, right? And you think it's a nightmare. That's all. It's not true. So then I thought, anyway, let me go one more program. I'll ask some questions this time, you know. Some really tough questions. Why do you put loudspeakers on my side of the house and, you know, make all this noise and everything? Oh, God. I'm thinking you have to be a little decent about it, you know. So the question I asked was a little indirectly, why do you guys make so much noise? Why you dance in the street? Religion is about being eternal, believing in God, right? Why do you have to show somebody I'm a religious person? So he answered the question. Like that, I asked two questions. He answered it. Sounded reasonable to me. So now I wanted to ask the real question, but I won't do it in front of everybody, because we have respect for sadhus. Right? So I said, can I meet you personally? Just have some other questions. He said, yeah, fine. Can you come 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow? I said, yes, I can. You guys wake us up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can come at 6 o'clock in the morning. There's no problem. So anyway, so at 6 I went to the temple, but he was not there. 1 hour I sat in the temple. People had their hands in the bead bag and mumbling something. I don't know what they were saying. I had no idea. This Hare Krishna mantra, Maha mantra, no idea. I was completely ignorant. For me it was all Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That's it. So anyway, then after 1 hour, suddenly everybody gets up, music starts, everybody dive on the floor. I mean, what is this thing diving on the floor? What's happening? And suddenly curtains open, and there's some American lady singing, you know, and everybody is watching, and they're all very attentive, and then suddenly they dive again, and then they go and put their hand out, and somebody puts some drink in there, they sip it. I mean, what these guys are doing, you know what I mean? I had no idea these things were happening before, because I was an atheist before I met Lord Shiva, so I was only into Lord Shiva's system. Anyway, then they start worshipping this guy who's sitting on the altar, he's not moving, you know, he's just sitting there. They're doing murti puja, and think, what's happening here? And then suddenly they're sitting down, they're talking. I'm thinking, these guys are actually brainwashing me. They are brainwashing me, you know. I'm not going to get brainwashed, I don't believe in all this. 9 o'clock, 3 hours later, he told me to come at 6, right? He wasn't there. 9 o'clock, I am really angry. I got up and I left. So somebody ran after me. No, Prabhu, please come. There's another house, he's at that house waiting. So why you people ask me to come here then? 3 hours, you wasted my time. Businessman, you know, 3 hours is a lot of time. You can do a lot in 3 hours, right? Anyway, please come. So I thought, I've got to finish this. So I went with him, then they said, okay, wait in the sitting room. We'll go. And I said, I'm not waiting, I got up there. No, okay, you come. They took him into the room, and there was this person who gave the lecture, he was sitting on the other side. So I sat on the floor, he said, no, you sit on the chair. So finally I had to sit on the chair. And for 20 minutes he didn't say anything. He just was putting his hand in his bag and mumbling something. I don't know what he was saying. And I'm thinking, because I used to read a book from a very great saint whose name was Ramana Maharshi. If you ever heard of him. South India, there's a Arunachal hill. The area is called Tiruvannamalai. And so he was the great saint in that area. So I used to read his book. His book would be entitled, Who Am I? All his books were in Who Am I? If you can answer that question, who am I? All your questions are answered. I like that, right? Who am I? If I know the answer, I know everything. So I used to read his books, and he used to say that a lot of times when saintly people meet, they talk heart to heart. You don't have to say anything. So I'm thinking he's speaking from his heart, but my heart is not speaking. I'm not understanding what's happening, you know. So he realized he's getting a little fidgety, you know. So finally he said, you know, I recognize you're a great businessman, great family, this, that, you know. He said, I want you to write your schedule, the business schedule, day to day, average day, minute to minute. So I wrote it down, that's my system. I used to, every day write down my schedule for next day. I would know exactly what I'm going to do every minute of my day next day. That my professor taught me at university when I studied accountancy. I majored in business studies, so he would tell me, businessmen, they should do that. So I did that and I gave it to him. He wrote something on the other side and gave it back to me. And I looked at it, it looks exactly the same, no change. Except the swimming time is different. I would go swimming regularly every day between 5 and 6, 1 hour, up and down the pool, you know, non-stop. You're really fit, you know, you feel really fit after that. He changed it to midday. from 5 o'clock in the morning to midnight. So I said, why change my swimming time? He said, because if you swim in the morning, you're already fresh. If you swim at lunchtime, you'll refresh, your profit will double in your business. I said, well, that makes sense. I like that. Double profit, that's pretty good. Now you're talking my language, That's the language I like, double profit. Anyway, so then he said, I want to challenge you. He said, I want you to, because we want to settle this out of court. We don't like this. We're really giving us a bad name here in this country. So let's settle it. I give you something that you have to do for 3 months. At the end of 3 months, if you say we are wrong and you are right, we'll leave the country. After 3 months, if we are right and you are wrong, you apologize publicly and you put up a full newspaper ad and withdraw the case and apologize. I said, I can give you 6 months. You have 3 months, I'll do it for 6 months, I'll prove you guys wrong. I was damn sure that these guys are wrong, I'm right. So 6 months, why 3 months? I can do it for 6 months and prove you wrong. For me it's great, right? Gone in 6 months, you don't have to kill anybody. Gone in 6 months, right? So he said, oh, 3 months. I said, no, 6 months. So then he gave me 4 things to do. Reading some books, chanting Hare Krishna, some number of rounds. And on Sundays going to the temple and peeling potatoes. He was worried I will not peel potatoes. I said, no, I love peeling potatoes. He said, why? He said, I was trained in the military. 3 times I tried to escape camp. First time I escaped, they gave me a whole mountain of potatoes to peel. I'm an expert potato peeler, I can peel any amount of potatoes, no problem. The 4th thing he told me was if the temple president asks you to go out to the village and preach, then you join them. I didn't like the idea of this. It's a waste of time going to the village. Who cares what people do in the village? Businessmen are interested in making money, not just what's happening in the village. But anyway, I had to agree to this because otherwise the challenge is lost, right? So then I went to the temple after that next Sunday back in my own city. So they actually, they received me. I was surprised how nicely they received me. It's actually amazing. And then anyway, they gave me the books and everything. They said it's free. I said no, I took out my checkbook, I paid them. And then I said, where's the potatoes? I want to peel the potatoes. I said, you can't peel potatoes. I said, why? I said, if you peel potatoes, half our congregation will leave the temple. I said, why? Because they will say, how can you make a businessman peel potatoes? You have, what do you call, workers, right? Because it is little like India, everybody has servants in the house. It's the servant's job to peel potatoes, not the businessman's job to peel potatoes. Don't make a rich man peel potatoes. Half the congregation will say, what are you guys doing? They leave the temple. They don't do it. We lose so much money if they leave the temple. I said, no, but you told me that's a challenge. I'm going to have to peel the potatoes. So anyway, I insisted. And that 4 potato peelers there, I was peeling potatoes faster than the 4 of them put together. I was surprised. This guy's a businessman, he knows how to peel potatoes. That the army taught me, I really thank the Fiji army for all things I learned in the army when I was in there. So anyway, so what happened was that he told me, the club president said, look, tomorrow you give Bhagavatam class. I said, what's Bhagavatam class? So he said, well, it's this book. He said, you read the book and you give your realization. I said, okay, I don't mind. I'm a lawyer, right? I can read any book. I give my realization. Lawyers know everything, right? That's why they call them in India liars. So next day I went in the morning and I started reading. No, wait, you should sing a song. So somebody else sang the song. Then I started, no, wait, you have to repeat word for word. Everybody has to repeat. So they taught me how to give a Bhagavatam class. And then after I read the Bhagavatam, I gave my realization. So I gave Bhagavatam class the next day. So immediately they started putting me in leadership position. My name is a leader, So put me in leadership position. Then within a month, I was having so much fun chanting Hare Krishna. I was enjoying it. I don't know why. I was thinking, this is really brainwashing. Because I'm feeling happy. I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I'm feeling happy. But after a month, I realized it wasn't brainwashing. It was actually a bona fide process. So I called him. He was in Hawaii. I called him. And I said, I will. Actually, I wrote him. And he called me. I wrote him and said, I accept you as my spiritual initiative. So he actually came back to Fiji faster than he normally would, just make sure while I'm still of the right mind. Let's initiate this guy, That made a difference. We pulled the case out. I didn't have to advertise, he didn't ask me to advertise. So that's how I ended up being a member of the Hare Krishna movement. Then my father became very unhappy because I decided to become Hare Krishna. So he said, "You're no longer my son." My mother was very happy. She was telling me that I make garlands for Krishna every day and I sneak it over the fence. My father says, "No, you know, I make garlands for Krishna." And she said, "Now you've held Krishna's hand, don't let go." But my father said, "I don't want to see you in my house." So the second day I had a big brainwave, you know. The brainwave was, he had a spiritual master too. His spiritual master was in the Ramakrishna mission. His name is Swami Bhaskar Nair. So I said, "Why don't we go to ask Swami Bhaskar Nair? If he says I'm right, then I'm right? I didn't talk about the other side. He says I'm wrong, what's going to happen?" I just spoke about if he says I'm right, then it is right. So my father didn't think too much about it. Yeah, he thought he was going to be definitely Krishna mission. People never going to say join Hare Krishna, right? Because that time there was a bit of a transcendental competition. Now there's none, but that time there was. So anyway, we went there. It's another city. We went there, got there 9 o'clock in the morning. From 9 to 6, both sides were arguing. I was saying why I'm right, and my father was saying why he was right. 6 o'clock, I looked at the watch. I said, "What? 6 o'clock now? 9 hours." We continuously back and forth. You know, drinking water, no eating, nothing. You know. So I said to him, "No, both can't be right. One is right, one is wrong. You please decide which one is right." So it's okay, I'm going to go and meditate and I'll come back. So he went to his meditation room. After half an hour, he came back, told my father, "If you want your family to be happy, let him take initiation." So immediately I said to my father, "You come to my initiation, right?" He said, "No, I'm not coming. Everybody else can come. I'm not coming to initiation." "But then you can take me. Now my spiritual master said you can take." "I have no choice. You can take." So then he went back to the car. I went to see the meditation room. When I opened the door of the meditation room, big mural, full wall-sized mural, Prabhupada chanting on his beats. That's what he was meditating on. So I went to him and I said, "Prabhupada, this is not Ramakrishna." He said, "I know." He said, "I read his books. Since I read his books, I'm convinced this is the real Guru. This is my Guru," he said. "I read his books every day. And I know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God." So I said, "But you could have made it easy, right? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you could have told us." He said, "If I do that, your father will lose faith in me." I had to agree with him, agree with you, agree with him, agree with you. I was hoping he'll get tired, but he never got tired. I said, "He's the leader of a political party, he's never going to get tired." Anyway, so that was good. I didn't tell my father that. The meditation room is Prabhupada. I thought if he knows that, he might reject his spiritual master and I'm stuck again. Right? So it worked out nicely. But yeah, so now when I speak to people and they say, "I don't believe in Hare Krishna, it's all rubbish, it's all nonsense," internally I'm laughing. You know? I said, "That's me." I felt like that too. But truth is truth, no? It's nothing to do. And if you follow this process, it's not about asking for donations or joining the movement. No, when I taught you about meditation, I didn't ask you to join the Hare Krishna movement. I asked you, just saying, follow the process, you will see the success. Whether you join or not is your business. Even if you don't join, if you follow the process, it's going to be beneficial. Krishna doesn't say, only if you join ISKCON, you can come back to God. No, if you become Krishna conscious, whether you're part of the movement or not. Like I said, we have Christian priests who are full-time dedicated Christian priests chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita. And they are becoming fantastic. Their whole congregation is saying, "This guy is a fantastic priest. What's he doing?" He's not telling them, of course. He tells them they might become discouraged, right? Why are you chanting Hare Krishna? It's Hinduism. Why are you Christian becoming Hindu? Like that. Or, what do you call it?
He left.
Huh?
I think he left.
He left, yeah. He doesn't tell his people that he's Hare Krishna. When he goes to Iran, he doesn't do that. Because they will lose faith in it. So, that's good. We get benefit, great benefit. So we can all get great benefit like that. That's really good. Okay.
There's an incident in my work. I have a driver. And here in Oklahoma City, there was a magistrate of the Supreme Court. And he was a judge, and he lives in a very wealthy neighborhood, Nickel Hills. And my alteration lady, who I use, she has this Nandi picture,
Nandi.
because they are in Buddhist, and so they have this picture. So when the wife goes to get her alterations and she sees this picture, do you know that judge, when he passed away, and he has a picture of Krishna, the four-handed, that he used to worship before, and this is in 1973.
Wow.
And those pictures are, she gave, because once he passed away, she didn't know what to do with these pictures. And he got them from China. It's shown in China, it says, Bhaktivedanta Trust there.
Yeah.
And it's 1973, I think.
Wow.
And he mounted them on a simple cardboard. And so she said, I didn't know what to do, so she came and gave the alteration lady. So she wanted to give
To you.
me, because I always talk to her about Krishna,
Krishna, yeah.
and she wants to come to Kalachan Mandi. She said, when are you going to take me to Kalachan
Kalachan
Mandi? And so I told her, you hang them up in your alteration shop. And every day you give her obeisance, and that's all you do. So one day I'm going to bring them to Kalachan Mandi. And this judge, who was a high judge here, in 1973 he is worshipping Krishna and doing his work. So,
I mean, talking about Communist China. Communist China is the only country in the world where the Srimad Bhagavatam is an official document of the Chinese government. Nowhere on the planet, even in India, is the Srimad Bhagavatam official document of the Indian government. But in Communist China, the Communist Chinese decided that they were going to make Srimad Bhagavatam an official document of their political party of China. So now every library has to carry Srimad Bhagavatam in China because it's an official document of the Chinese Communist government. Can you imagine that? How did that happen? This is Krishna. Anything. Amazing.
That's interesting. Hearing for the first time this one.
It's very interesting.
Never heard that.
Very powerful, At one time we didn't want to tell anybody because we didn't want the Chinese to know that we were in China and we had 50,000, 100,000 followers. So today we have more than 10 million followers because the Chinese opened up a little better now. Before they never allowed us to do kirtan and things like that. Now they allow us to do kirtan. We're the only ones recognized right now for kirtan. They allow us to do that. Although their law clearly says that it's not allowed, but they still allow us to do it. Because they realize these people are not interested in overthrowing the Chinese government. We're not. We're interested in you becoming happy. Whether you're communist or not communist makes no difference to us. You're happy is the main thing. Why you have to be Democrat if you're communist? Or why you have to be communist if you're Democrat? You follow your system, whatever you feel like to follow. You have intelligence. So individually we all have intelligence, right? So you should be able to do what you want to do. But add Krishna, just add Krishna. That used to be our philosophy called Jack philosophy. J-A-K, just add Krishna. And your life will become better. Just like Coca-Cola used to say. Coca-Cola is it. Ours was the Jack policy. Just add Krishna. And your life will be better. So we're not asking to change anything. We're not asking to get out. And, yes, some of us follow principles like we will not eat meat, fish and eggs. But that's because we are priests. So priests have to have a higher standard, right? So, and the minister has higher standard than priests like that. So,
But generally the impression is they would not allow any organized religious
at all,
because Falun Gong or there are some other groups
Yeah.
that they were scared to really openly
Initially the
practice
Falun Gong was fine, you see, but when the Falun Gong became so big that it started influencing the politics of China, it really smashed down on them. Hare Krishna will never influence the Chinese politics because we're not into politics. Our purpose is not to say to people that, no, in America we do. In America we say that this president is a crook, you know what I mean? Because in America you have the freedom of religion, right? You have freedom of speech. You have a right to say this guy is not doing the right thing. But in China you can't do that. China, the communist government is sacrosanct. They cannot make mistake. It's a law of the country. Government cannot make mistake. Just like in our system we say God cannot make mistake. Right? Similarly they say So we don't question that. We realize, okay, that's okay. Better to have some form of government where discipline is there than no discipline like that. We prefer the Indian system than the Indian, the Chinese system, but still, we don't criticize it. Our interest is, why don't they become Krishna conscious? It will be good for them. So that's our process. Now we have lost devotees in China. Once they've caught us, in previous times they've caught us, those devotees disappear. They get harvested for their kidneys and liver and things like that. See, in China, if you disappear, you're going to be very valuable to the Chinese government.
China never, but definitely Russia, that was interesting. Being communist country, they have a huge following for Krishna.
Yeah, but
At least
Russia we went through real difficulties. In Russia, initially they did not accept us. And to stop us, what they would do is, when a baby is born to one of our devotees, they would bring the baby and smash the head of the baby in front of the mother.
Oh, wow.
You can imagine what that is like, right? That is unimaginably
Painful, yeah.
on the mother. And they saw the mother still never gave up the Krishna consciousness. Mother continued to chant. They put them in jail. So the mother, what she will do is, she will make beads out of bread. She'll roll the bread, make it into a ball, more balls like that, and string them together, and she'll chant on that. These guys are really, you can't do anything to these guys to stop them, you know what I mean? So then, we also started finding out, because internally we didn't know that all this was happening. Then one day it leaked out that this was happening inside Russia. So we approached Bob Hawke. At that time, Bob Hawke was the Prime Minister of Australia. In Australia, he was very favorable to Hare Krishna. He loved the Hare Krishnas. He used to like the prasadam. Just like Steve Jobs, he used to love prasadam. So Bob Hawke decided, I will speak to Gorbachev. Gorbachev at that time was the president. So he spoke to him, and so he agreed to release the Hare Krishnas from jail and told these people, don't harass them, let them practice. So that way we became very big. But now they're harassing us again. We're not allowed to again do programs in Russia. Putin is not allowing it. You cannot be Hare Krishna now in Putin's Russia. So again, it's gone underground. So that's all right. Those are things that are going to happen from time to time. Yeah. Good and bad, no? Like I said, it's contrast. We see it as contrast. We don't get into all those things and say, how we start protest and this, that, no reason. The Lord is doing it for some good reason. He's showing the world, my devotee you cannot stop. My devotee is never defeated. Konteya tu pratijanihi namai bhakta panashati. Oh, son of Kunti declared boldly to the world, my devotee is never defeated. So like that. So we know it's a difficult time for us in Russia right now. It's a good time for us in China though. I think in China we'll probably pick up 150 million devotees because they're now allowing this. It's way beyond fantastic for us. Chinese devotees are very good devotees. They're very disciplined. Indians are lazy, They feel like it, they'll do it. They don't feel like it, chalta hai, No time, Baba. Like that. Chinese are not like that. They're strict. They will do something they're determined to do it. And you can see that, right? In anything the Chinese do, they're very determined people. Very hardworking, very hardworking. So anyway, we lost Russia, now we got China. China is better than Russia. The numbers are much bigger. The discipline is much better in China than in Russia. Russia will open up again. I think we'll convince Putin. I think for us, Trump is good. We see Trump is good because Trump will try to build a relationship with Putin. So through Trump, we have a method of getting to Putin. Now, Trump is not a good person. We know that. He's got issues, some real issues, a real rascal.
But I would have thought, India with Modi at the helm.
Modi would be good. Modi is good, but Modi is. I think Modi is trying to figure India out right now. It's taking some time figuring that one out. He's got a job on his hands right now. India is like, this Russian guy came to India and he said, now I believe God exists. How can you run a country like this? It's like impossible. Right? You guys are running a country, it's impossible. People drive on the wrong side of the road, the cow is walking anyway, it wants to walk, this and that. That doesn't make sense. And still it's running, and the biggest economy, this, that, and the other. So God must exist. He's making India happen. So Modi's got a job on his hands, you know.
Yeah.
And then, political system is not really a proper system anywhere in the world. So even if you have a good intention, it's not like you can fix India with 10 good people or 20 good people, you know what I mean?
It's a process.
It's a process.
It's started.
It's started. You got to start the process. You got to give it time, you know.
Yeah.
And I think in time it will come right. It will come right. But China is a little different. It's already the process is in place. It's very systematic. Once they say, Communist Party says this, everybody accepts. Now there are dissenters in China as well, but they're a very big minority and they have no power. Nobody in the world can make the Chinese do something. Right now, Trump called Taiwan, right? Phone call.
Yeah. It's become issue now.
World issue.
Yeah.
It's like World War III. Because China, they will blow him out. And China can do a lot of damage to the United States.
These are interesting times.
Very interesting times.
The world.
Very interesting times.
A lot of different areas.
Yes, honestly. So everybody's very hungry and looking forward to Prashad. So let's do that. Thank you very much again, everybody, for coming, and I wish you all the best in your lives. If there's anything we can do to serve you, please don't hesitate to let us know. Vanchikata, Tiruvishcha, Kripa Sindhu Vyacha, Patitananda Avnebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, This prayer says, I offer my respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they're full of compassion for all conditioned souls. That's the meaning of this prayer. So we always remain humble. We know that the devotees, all of you, are like desire trees. You can fulfill desires of everyone. The idea is, the tree becomes perfect, then the fruits and the flowers, everything will become great. Like that. So let's strengthen ourselves individually and do things. Reach out to other people, do great things. Doesn't have to be inside Hare Krishna, outside Hare Krishna, whatever it is, it makes no difference to us. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Ki Jai.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.
Actually, tomorrow, the topic is Grihastha Ashram